while we're waiting for quorum, and we'll start with the meeting, which will be a unofficial meeting. So, all right. So the first person from the public that I have on here is Michael Ryan. Is he allowed to speak?
All right, can you hear me?
All right, Michael.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
That's for me.
Michael.
I'm just a new resident of Delaware. I've lived here probably a little over 4 years, and last fall I was hit by an automobile riding my bicycle and spent 10 days in the trauma center and I'm still recovering. So, and then in lieu of the person getting hit in Fenwick this weekend, which is where I live, I thought I'd chime in and see what you guys do.
Okay. And so all we do at the beginning, so you don't have to wait until the end, is if you have any public comment, this is a time, although we're not real strict, if you raise your hand, they'll hopefully see you, and if you have something to contribute otherwise. But do you have anything to contribute other than what you just said?
Right now, no, I'm just trying to listen in and learn about the council and find out what your mission is and what your agenda is.
Okay, thank you. The next person. Next is Chris Casey. Chris, anything from you today?
No comments, thank you.
Okay. Is our flashing light still working?
I haven't checked it lately, thanks.
Okay.
And next would be Bill Weller. He's under panels.
Hi, folks. This is Bill.
Hey, Bill, did you have anything new for us today or anything?
Yeah, briefly. I just
Sure.
wanted to say thank you to the council for sending the letter or the email for Scott corresponding with the 5 Points working group lead and starting the process of getting the intersection modification at Kings Highway and Route 1 included in the tracking of the 5 Points working group. So we'll talk to them at the meeting on Tuesday next week. That's all. Thank you.
And then last, is that a? Oops, no, this is him.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And he's a council member. And
Okay, that's it. That's all panelists. Good. So, and we're still at what, 6?
I have Fran, you, Jackie, Wendy, and James.
We got 5, and Walt's in Never Never Land.
So far, no additional members have joined.
Let me find out, because one of the questions though is Walt gonna?
He was not, in the email that he sent.
No. You didn't hear me talking to him? Like 3 minutes ago? But, well, 2 minutes before the meeting started. And he said he was gonna call in, he just couldn't run the meeting because he had to play with the HVAC tech.
Okay.
Not that it matters, but it just impacts whether or not he's gonna make his update on the thing, and I know we're out of order, but. Hello. Hey, Walt. Not that you need to right away, but are you coming on?
I'm trying.
Okay.
You're telling me to update. Wait a minute, you're joining. Okay, wait, hold just a minute. Hey, I'm on, son of a bitch.
Let's see. Yeah, he's not on.
Oh, there he is. All right, cool. Very good, Walt. Walt, regretfully, you do not make quorum, but and we don't have that much business to go over, and I know I'm still out of order, but do you need to run or anything, and you want to present the information that you have on Route 9, or we'll just it'll be 5 minutes before we get to it. Walt, I don't know if your speaker's on. Your microphone, rather. I assume he's supposed to be on, right?
He's on. Yeah, he's there. Looks like he's.
Well, all we can see is your head, and I don't know if your lips are moving, but we can't hear anything.
I will ask him to. Okay, he's being asked on you. All this.
Okay. All right. While we're waiting for that, and what do we do? Adopt the meeting minutes twice?
You mean twice?
Well, because we can't vote on adopting the meeting minutes.
Yeah, just be,
I think we
bring
have
it up
to do
to
it twice.
the next agenda.
We'll add it to the next agenda, right?
Yep.
And so, we can certainly see if anybody has any comments on the previous agenda, although we won't be voting on accepting it.
Correct.
Any comments, James or Graham? And then, and Walt, we still haven't heard from you. Let us know whenever you're gonna say something. See if your microphone's working at some point. Can you hear us, Walt?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can now.
We can hear you.
All right,
All right, you'll be able to hang until we get to your item, which is gonna be rather quick, Walt.
you're right. I've already sent you a letter.
Okay. Regretfully, I did not have a chance to read that one yet, Walt. All right, so we took care of comments and we took care of the welcome in case I didn't say it. And then this was, Walt, where you were talking about the feasibility of the Georgetown to Lewis Trail. Walt, the floor is yours. You might want to try and get closer to your microphone.
There's no update.
Well, that was short.
That's it.
Okay. And since we're talking about it though, what's,
You want me to tell you right now? I can do it in 10 words or whatever. Hello.
I hear you, Walt, but I don't hear the meeting room.
Okay, that's both of us.
I'm in the same boat. I can hear both of you guys, but I no longer hear the Delaware room.
So it's not just a Sussex County thing.
You mean with the,
can you hear us now?
yeah,
Okay, sorry about that.
here's the thing. You want me to go ahead?
Yes, please, Walt.
All right. The Freeman Corporation, which is the one sponsoring all this development between Cool Spring and Milton, for some reason have been required to submit a new plan. Now it incorporates about 2,500 houses and God knows whatever. But anyway, it's all hung up in DelDOT, state planning, and Sussex County Council. I don't see any resolution this year. Now, back to the trails. I don't know. Fiore knows more about. DelDOT has extended the trail between the Cool Spring crossing itself up to the traffic light of Hudson Road and Route 9. And it's very active. There's 100 people a day on that trail. But anyway, and then the Sussex Land Trust has got that 10 acres there at the railroad crossing, and they don't know what they're doing either. Well, they know what they're doing, they just don't have any money to do it with. But anyway, that's it. I don't see anything happening there for, like I said, the rest of the year. So just don't worry about it.
And no new construction is scheduled on that. They're in the design phases for the last parts, John?
Well, the last part from Fisher to airport is under design now,
Okay,
but that's not part of this crossing.
right. That's true. All right. So do we have any? James, you said that you had, as far as that's old business, do we have new business?
There was no new business agenda items.
All right, so, and we can add them on the fly and we'll probably look at them again next week. But
Yeah.
James, you had said something about the fact you did a flyer for the innovation grant?
Yeah, so just before the meeting, you suggested it, I sent it out to the whole council, so folks can use that. Well, give me some feedback, you know, if it's okay. Scott and I attended a Delaware League of Local Governments meeting where we spoke to the meeting and everybody got that flyer, and certainly anybody on, I mean, certainly people on the grant committee, you know, if you want, you know, use that flyer, you know, it's a really quick way of explaining to a municipal or county official or anybody else what the grant is, you know, just one page, just mostly pictures, and
John,
you know, use it, you know, hopefully we can use it to get more larger number of applications this year for the Bikeway Innovation Grant.
They can't get it easily. You can share your screen. James, do you have it where you can share it on your screen?
If I'm can do that, I might be able to. Give me a second.
Yeah. And while James is looking for that, Bill, did you have your hand up, Bill Weller? Is there some comment?
Yeah.
You wanted to?
Yeah, I wanted to follow up with what Walt had said in that the challenge at the Hudson Park, whatever it's called, at Cool Spring, the great trailhead that they've put, they do have paved trail that goes from the parking lot up to Hudson Road, and it's fenced in and it's all set so that it makes it hard for people going that way to cut over and not cross at the light. The problem's going to be when they pave that parking lot, or even now, it's a stone covered parking lot, and people can just walk their bikes out to Cool Springs Road, and they can walk their bike across, or I mean, they can try to get across Route 9 at Cool Springs. So that's where the issue is. Hudson's done what I think they can to give a safe pathway, but it's human nature is going to be they're going to go the shortest route. If you go to that trailhead and you want to go towards Lewis, you don't want to go west for a quarter mile and then have to come back. So that's what the challenge is there.
They'll just cross the road.
That's what I mean. They'll just walk their bike. I can't ride my bike across that stone parking lot, either of them, no matter how big my tires are. I don't have big enough tires. But even if you just figure, I'll walk it to Cool Spring Road and then I'll ride and take my chances. Yeah.
So Bill, you're saying that we have a long-term problem there. The way it looks like it's going to be configured, the best we can tell, it looks like there'd be a long-term problem where it's not very user-friendly. Did I hear that right?
Yeah, user-friendly is a way to say it. It's. I don't see a way to prevent people from riding their bike out of that parking lot, right on to Cool Spring Road.
Even after we're paved.
Well, especially after it's paved.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to
Yeah.
make sure I understood what you were saying.
Yep.
I'm
I
down
see
there
them go-
frequently.
I'm up there a lot in my daily travels, and people are just going across there just like they know what the hell they're doing, you know.
Yep.
They're not gonna stop.
Yeah, they probably have a whole Darwinian thing going there. So, and that is, the state's trying to avoid the fatalities. So I'll try to take a look at it too, Bill. I appreciate that. I'm sorry, James, I interrupted you. I gave you a chance to bring up your brochure. So you got the floor.
Can you see my screen?
I can.
So it's very simple. As you can see, it's just, there's a picture of the Milton Rail Trail at the top. There's a picture of the Newport River Trail, a rendering of it anyway. And then it just says, you know, this is a fast online application. The grant covers the cost of hiring an engineering firm to complete a cost and feasibility study. Grant assisted Bridgeville, Milton, Newcastle, Newport, and other Delaware cities and towns to improve cycling infrastructure, and the application deadline is August 31st. So just what I thought was like the essential points for the grant.
And do you have a link to get them to the form, or is the form there that they need to fill out?
So the first point on the online application is the online link, which is a little long, but it is there on the flyer.
Okay, cool. All right, now I assume that's something that we can print out if we want to give it to somebody, James?
Yeah, print it out or email it to so the grant committee is kind of charged with doing this, but anybody, you know, who lives anywhere that wants to see an improvement in their community, and, you know, if you're obviously, if you're you yourself an official, you can take this, but if you just live in that community, if you know your mayor, you know, a council person or somebody who works for the town, you know, just email it to them. Say, you know, let them know that this is a thing. But John sends out these letters, but we've been doing this since 2015 or whatever. And, you know, we find year after year after year, we go and talk to cities and, you know, for whatever reason, they haven't, you know, maybe one person is getting that letter at the city, but that's not the right person. You know, they're not circulating it internally. You know, we always run into elected officials or other people on city staff who are like, I wish I didn't see that. Thank you for letting me know that this opportunity is there. So it's really on everybody to let people know that this opportunity is out there, so that, you know, we get the maximum number of good ideas submitted.
Does anybody else have any ideas on that form? And am I the only one that thinks that it might be a good idea to put, and I don't know, I don't want it to be my phone number, but it'd be a good thing to put a phone number down on the form that, and then the question is, John, is there anybody in planning that
a phone number, I'm sorry.
a phone number on the innovation grant? So if somebody,
Yeah, mine's already on.
is it, oh, well,
That's James's.
I know. So we could, and so this is just something to hand to the folks. Would you have an objection if we put your number on there too?
No, it'd be easier email though. Trust me, it's easier. You just put my email address. You can put both.
I can do that. I can make a new version of this, John. Just put your email address on there.
Okay, and I heard John say that we could put both. And I love the both idea. And how about if we put email preferred and then,
Well, wait a minute, let's just stop here.
sure,
James, I will send you the email address that I want on there. It won't be my Del Dot address. It'll be specific for the grant. So I do have a separate email account for that.
Okay.
You still have my name, but it'll just be a little different email address. And it'll go into a separate account other than my Del Dot Outlook. So I'll get you that information.
you don't like the phone too, John?
The phone will be fine.
Yeah, we can do the phone also, and in that way, I'd love to hear John, that you're really pissed off and that you get like 5,000 phone calls. I don't think it's gonna happen.
I don't think it's gonna happen, but that's fine.
Anybody else have any new business?
Well, Bill raised his hand again.
Before we move on, Tom,
Yep,
if we're gonna tweak this thing, do we want to say the cost of hiring an engineering firm, since we've never precluded anybody from using their own engineers?
We're not, what are we revising? I'm sorry.
The second one where it says, grant covers the cost of hiring an engineering firm. We've never required that anybody hire an outside firm. I mean, if they've got engineers on staff, if it's a big enough municipality that they've got an engineer on staff that can do this, or an engineering, group.
That's true.
so just drop the word hiring.
Yeah, basically the cost of engineering I would just say the cost of engineering to complete a cost and feasibility study.
Sure.
Hey, Fran, so I hear what you're saying, but like in all the years we've done this, hasn't it, without exception, been used that way?
I think for the most part, they've either had a firm on retainer, but I seem to recall somewhere in the distant past where one of the municipalities we dealt with had engineers on staff, and it was probably one of the bigger municipalities up north. And I just don't want somebody thinking, well, we have to hire an engineering firm, and this thing's, this grant's not going to cover the full cost, so we're not going to go there.
Should we put hiring in parentheses, Fran?
Hiring just kind of, I think, gives you the indication that you were expecting you to hire outside your municipality. And like I said, it's almost always been, and like James pointed out, it's pretty much always been that they have to either hire an engineering firm for this, or they've got one on retainer anyway. But I just don't want to, and if you guys don't agree, that's fine. I just, don't want to give the impression that you have to hire an outside firm and not use your own engineers if you have them.
Even so, Wilmington is our largest city, and I don't think they've got like a guy who's the Department of Transportation, but or Director of Transportation, but he's got like 2 staff, I think.
Personally, James, isn't it good either way? And for most people, when they say that the cost of an engineer, they're gonna think it's the cost of hiring an engineer.
I mean, if you don't have an engineer on staff, of course it's gonna be hiring an outside agency.
Yeah. You don't feel strongly about it, do you, James?
I think I feel less strong about it. I'm just like interested in what city could do. I'm like, just apart from this, I'm like, what city in Delaware could do this on its own with its own capacity? Because then I want to go talk to them and just say, hey, you should be doing more of this.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of in my head, it's, like the whole point of why we do this and have been doing this since 2015 is that literally nobody has the capacity to do this. Like if we do not give this grant to a municipality, then this stuff doesn't get done.
I'm fine with it either way, James. You made up the form. If you want to leave it on there, that's fine with me. I think it's good that we have it. Just to any point that we can get more interest is good, and it'd be nice if we I'll try to reach out to the city of Lewis and city of Dover and see if I could, or maybe Chris, maybe you can actually even reach out to the city of Lewis or to the city of Dover for us and just see if you can get any enthusiasm. It'd be nice for each of us just to reach out to 2 people, to 2 municipalities that could potentially do it, and invite them to to submit personally, and then we can't vote on it. Hopefully everybody, is that a horrible idea?
Vote on what?
Or not vote on anything, James, just the fact that we'd each try to solicit at least 2 municipalities to make a submission.
Yeah, I mean, I would strongly encourage that. Like this, the way
Yeah.
we will get good applications this year, good ideas is just like reaching out one-on-one to fit folks in city or even county government, you know, so the counties are actually eligible for this. So I mean, even something in an unincorporated area is not out of the question.
John, do we even send out any meeting minutes from today's meeting at all?
Yeah.
You will?
Yeah.
And
I
you
mean,
can
technically, we didn't meet quorum, but like, I'm assuming we're still having the meeting, we just can't vote on anything. So yeah,
Correct.
recurring.
and that will go out. Can you have that go out with it? In a tweaked fashion?
What's that, I'm sorry?
The James's form?
Attached to the meeting minutes?
Yes.
Yeah, if you can send it to me, yeah. that'd be
Yeah.
fine.
And then, and make sure that we put something in there about soliciting every one of the council members to try to reach out to, make personal contact with 2 municipalities or more to try and make the innovation grant successful.
Okay, yeah.
Any other new business?
And then, I just want to give
Yes,
a
sure.
brief update. I mean, I think Scott had sent out an email just as a FYI for the next meeting agenda topics for August. We plan on having a representative from our traffic section to discuss the roundabout design guide memorandum revision. We will also be sending out, discussing the FY 25 council budget. So, and I believe Scott also had an item about the letter of support for the Newark to Newport project that's going on. So those are, as of now, the 3 new agenda topics for August. If anyone has any other topics, please let Scott or myself know.
Cool.
That's all I got.
All right. Guys,
Did Bill have his hand upstairs?
Bill, you didn't have anything else, did you?
Well, I was just gonna offer until you mentioned that you were gonna contact us. I was gonna offer to also contact one of the people I know on their bike ped committee.
Yeah.
If I got a copy of it.
Bill, I had met one of the, I don't know if it was the town manager or someone I'd met once or twice. I don't think there's any harm, even if we wind up talking to the same person and asking them twice. You know what I mean?
You could reach out to Janet Reeves, who's the acting city manager. And
wasn't there a Townsend that I met there?
Yeah, Marie.
Yeah, and she's left.
Okay. All right. So I'll find somebody. And
That's what Janet Reeves. Janet Reeves is the acting town manager.
And then Tom, just letting you know, Mike Tyler joined.
okay,
So
we're still 7, right?
correct.
So,
I don't know if Mike had anything.
Mike, you didn't have anything, did you? Mike Tyler?
I couldn't get on. I don't know why. I was looking at the April meeting. I could not get onto this meeting. So I just got through. No, I don't have anything to add, but I'm really concerned about what you guys were talking about, the crossover on Route 9. I don't know why we're stalling on this, because I go there a lot. And there's so many bicyclists out there, and they're riding on the road, they're riding on the path. but they're not able to cross over into the trail. And if we're going to complete this trail from Georgetown, it would be wrong not to be able to cross Route 9 without having to cross at a cross lane. That road is so crowded now, and there's more development coming, and we really should be making that a top priority to have something take us over the road.
Hey, Mike, just by the way, I don't know if you have my cell phone number, but I do try to attend the meetings in person, and these tech guys might be better than me as far as being able to get online, but if you do get stuck offline and can't get on, or anybody else, and you want to give me a call in one of these meetings, I think these guys can probably help walk them on, can't you? So if you do get stuck again, as long as I'm here, I'll try.
Okay, well, I just kept trying to get on it. It kept giving me YouTube in the April meeting, and I saw what I was wearing. I said, that ain't me.
Yeah, I've been stuck once or twice myself, but we can put it in the meeting minutes that it appears to be a significant issue as far as that crossing, and I don't know what we can do to move it along. And we were kind of hoping that Freeman was going to do something that was outside the scope. Who can apply for an innovation grant to get a non-grade crossing there, John?
Not my call. Sorry,
What's that?
it's not my call. Sorry, I mean.
I meant which municipality, or could anybody?
I mean, I'm only going to assume that if someone wants to contact Sussex County,
Sussex County would be the one.
yeah, that's just my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, because it's not gonna fall in certainly in Lewis, and Cool Springs doesn't have anything, and where else would it go?
Right.
I'll discuss it with Todd Lawson.
Okay. I assume Lawson's with the county?
He's
They're,
the host. He's the administrator,
Okay.
and he's a very good, he does a good job. We're glad to have him where he is.
I know Hans Meslar has left the county, but I can always contact him and find out who the right person to talk to on the technical side might be.
No, Lawson will take care of it.
Okay.
There's been about, I don't know, 3 or 4. Hans retired and a couple in finance retired, and the planning and zoning was going to move, but now he's not going to move. Thank God. I didn't want to lose him. But, I deal with him on almost a daily, weekly basis.
Well, work your magic, Walt.
We get good responses from them.
Cool.
There's only one reason. We don't lie to them or bullshit them. We just ask them what we want, show them how it'll work, and then we get it.
Am I missing anything else besides is it the correct time, Walt, to make the motion?
Go ahead.
I thought you were making it.
All right. To adjourn?
I think so. I don't see anybody screaming.
Well, here's my guy anyway, so.
All right, well, good luck with the HVAC system. I don't think we're allowed to vote on anything, so unless there's an objection, we're gonna adjourn.
Okay.
Guys, thanks for attending. Hopefully Scott's back. He does a much better job than I do.